Scrolling on Netflix for 30 minutes or an hour isn't great, but it's better than the alternative. Most people these days have experienced scrolling through Netflix or any other streaming service for ages, 30, 40, 50 minutes, just doing nothing, there's nothing on. And that seems to suck. It sucks. But is it better than the alternative? And is Netflix and other streaming services, are they better than TV? Everyone thought when Netflix first replaced terrestrial television that it was great, it was a big improvement. And now everyone seems to have turned on it. There's so many different services and we're losing it. But I'm looking at this from a different angle on social health and well-being, and purely Netflix versus TV, which is better. Algorithms control a lot of what we see day to day, especially on social media, on things like YouTube, and that's not just in the home feed, but in every single video, on TikTok, and that's not just in the For You page, but everything you search is fed to you for things that you want to see, or it thinks you want to see, or what you will engage with. So that could be something you hate, will be something you want to see, because they want you to be on the app, they want you to comment more, they want you to engage more. TikTok, of course, wasn't the first infinite scroll. Before that, we had Instagram, where we could scroll pictures, and obviously Twitter and Facebook, and all these things that keep your attention for hours. I think TikTok is particularly bad because of the auditory component. It has short-form video, which generally incentivizes you to put headphones on to listen as well as just see. And this keeps you more engaged and harder to distract because people talking to you don't get in as easily. Things around you won't get in as easily. So you're more likely to keep going and keep scrolling, and it's a lot more full experience. I'd say a richer experience, but I don't think it's richer in terms of well-being, but there is a lot more to it. But why does it matter? Netflix also uses algorithms, but it doesn't keep you going. It doesn't constantly keep you going. This is where it differs from TV. And even though TV doesn't really have an algorithm, it does keep you going. It always has. It never stops until curfew or something. But there are some channels that were then and are today that do just keep going forever. You can sit and you can be a cat video and you can just watch and watch, much like on social media, but not with Netflix. Now Netflix does have, algorithms that will keep saying, oh, play this next, watch this next, and that will keep going. But I think that first initial source of energy, that mental energy of what do I watch now, can be just a small barrier that stops people from consuming it, or at least makes them think more about what they're going to watch. Terrestrial television, an era long held as start really of the content consumption we enjoy today. Of course, there was radio before this, but radio, while it is bad, didn't have the same impact that television has really had on everything. You could say where it starts is a matter of perspective. You could say it starts with radio, you could say it starts with newspapers. And while newspapers are probably a very important hurdle, unlike TV, they don't suck you in, they don't hold your attention anywhere near as well. Now, there are benefits of TV compared to many things that we enjoy consuming today. And one of the big things is you're sitting back further away from it, you're not plugged in, and also it's more communal. You're easy to be distracted and there's more going on. It's often a background thing. The background nowadays to something like your phone, where you're going through other social media, and that's a problem that we have today that we didn't have then. Because TV has probably stayed largely the same in terms of harmfulness. But now, instead of we're bored, I'll talk to someone, I'm bored, I'll read a newspaper, it's I'm bored, I will scroll TikTok. And then you just get into the TikTok mode, which is far worse than TV. Of course, there is a way that TV can be like Netflix, and that's if you want to change your channel and you go through channels constantly, infinitely, going down and not choosing anything and eventually getting bored. But the big difference here is if on Netflix you want to go and watch, change the show and you want to watch something, it doesn't keep it going in the background. You don't hear the audio from Netflix show. On TV, you keep hearing the audio even in a menu, and I think it's bad. I don't think it should happen. I think it makes you stay so attentive, makes your attention stay held, even just by a threat. But as I was saying, one big factor that makes today worse than then is choice. If you didn't watch TV, then there are two things. You could maybe listen to the radio if you want like constant content, or you could have like CDs, DVDs in headphones connected to your player. But that wasn't really used until later, and even so, it wasn't as constant. And while the radio is, as I was saying, it's a lot easier to be distracted from radio than from TV or from social media or content in that way. Because the radio crackles, you have to tune it every so often, and most of the radio is music, which, while I don't think music is not a form of content and not a form of a distraction, I do think it's a lot less harmful than many things we see today. The TV back then obviously was the worst thing. I think the TV and now is still similarly harmful. I think in both cases it is harmful. And while it was the worst thing back then, why do I think Netflix is better than TV now? So, why is Netflix better than that was? I think the reason why I'm comparing these is because Netflix has largely taken the role of what TV was. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's harder to mindlessly watch Netflix than it is TV. I'm sure there's lots of sitcoms and things that people do mindlessly watch. But there's also a lot of films and things, and I think people are more critical and do engage more with the media of films. I do think there's a lot more emphasis on what you're going to watch, and I think that's why you get these long scrolls of people trying to choose, trying to decide something, because they're more discerning with their media. No one's, watch TikTok should I watch, which YouTube short should I watch, because people are a lot less discerning. However, there is obviously another thing that's taken over TV, and that's live streaming. And I think live streaming is, or can be, very, very harmful. I think live streaming, perhaps less so than things like TikTok and Instagram, but it has a different, more corrosive aspect to it. However, this isn't a video on live streaming, this is a video about Netflix, about TV, about how Netflix is good, actually. The problem with this is, we go back to choice. Netflix might be good, Netflix might have more components that make it harder for you just to mindlessly consume, but that forces you back elsewhere, because we have choice. Because we can go to all these other places. Back in the day, you had TV. If you had Netflix back in the day and you couldn't decide on something, you'd just turn it off, put on the radio, put on nothing, just talk. But now, if we do that, there's just so much else that it can be harmful. And yet, I still think it's better. I still think it's better, because otherwise you'd have TV where that would be on, mindlessly in the background, and you'd be on it. You'd have multiple things, multiple levels that stop you from doing what you want to do. But I don't just want to make this to say, Netflix is better than TV, but it still sucks. I want to say, we're not in a bad place as many people think we are. We're in a bad place, sure, in many, many ways. But we made it through TV, and it wasn't that bad. Like, TV is bad, and yet we don't treat it like it's bad. We don't treat it like social media, or like streaming, or like all these other new things, even though it's in many ways just as bad, if not worse. And I think that just shows that we can do it, and we are not the first generation of people growing up on constant content. Like, there is more now, but there was a lot then, and it was more officially produced, so disinformation and media literacy perhaps are more important now. But like, the effects of just having low attention spans and constantly being fed content, that's been around. We've managed that. That'll be fine. I think we should look at other trends, like the increasing use of therapy or analysing media literacy, and analysing these things like I'm doing now. I think there's a lot of people who want to think, and I think that's good. I think we have time to do that. And I think we are becoming perhaps more conscious of what these things can do. I think there was a lot of backlash to things like TV, but I think there was a lot less critical thinking of how to not just deal with it as a get rid of it, but engage with it and see, is TV bad, or do all that other motivations that are pushing us towards TV as a bad coping mechanism. On the whole, I think Netflix is better than TV because it makes you engage with media better. And I think we are getting better as a society at engaging with media. I think the problem that makes it seem like it's getting worse is because social media companies and people who benefit from you sitting there watching content all day are also getting better at feeding it to you. But I think we're getting better faster than they can. They're running out of steam. I think we are just constantly, every day, striving to do better. I think that's good.